Hello everybody, it's Farmer Roz. Today I'm in the garden, specifically in the greenhouse. There's a lot of things popping off in the greenhouse today. Temperatures are warm, really warm. It's about 30 degrees already and it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't here yesterday, so I wasn't able to look after my plants yesterday, but here I am today making a video for you all. Well, there's always a reason for everything in life if that's what our mind tells it. But anyway, going through some sort of hard patch in my life, and luckily I've got a garden that keeps me rooted into nature. If I didn't have this garden, I don't know what I would do. You know, in life we go through phases, good phases, bad phases. So a question of our perceptive reality that we live through and the experiences that we've gone through in our lives. Yeah, so without further ado, I'll just show you what's been going on in the greenhouse. So I've got this tray of flowers here. This tray of flowers, looking really good. So to this side I've got some tagette, and then I've got some, they're marigolds really. What I want to do is I'll put them in between the vegetables, so it attracts the good insects and gives a bit of colour to the garden, brings in the butterflies, creates that nice ecosystem that we're always looking for. A nice balanced ecosystem in the garden creates a nice environment for all the flowers and all the animals to flourish. It's really important to have a good balance of plants, good balance of everything, and again, good balance of plants. You take that over to your life, just have a good balance of things you want to do. You know, it's important, it's really important. Here I've got a tray of courgette. There you can see it, they're really nice, so healthy, really healthy. These ones I'll be planting into the ground next week. I'll be putting them where my onions are. And yeah, I transplanted some tomatoes about 3 days ago. I had tomatoes in little soil cubes, and they were getting too big for their little cubes. So I've put them into like plastic pots. I've got Auntie Mary paste tomatoes here. These are good for making tomato sauce. Behind me I've got one tomato variety there, it's called the Peace Vine tomato. I've got Roma tomatoes, pineapple tomatoes and green zebra tomatoes. So all that is going on. I'll show you a good glimpse of my tomatoes in my greenhouse. They're looking absolutely formidable. Look at this. That is what I call healthy. Just nice and green. We've got the blossoms coming up here. Everything's going good in here. Everything's going great. So the tomatoes are going for it. And again, here I put some string here to keep winding up the wires. So that's the right side of my greenhouse. So I still got those stray onions, looking good. And then here I've got my cucumbers. Got a few cucumbers here. They're doing wonderful. Look, the blossoms are coming out, the cucumbers coming out already here, you can see, and these are looking wonderful. So what I do with the plant to keep it growing good, I just make sure it wraps around the string, wraps around that string, up the string. The plan is to have it going all the way to the top of the greenhouse. So all my cucumbers are doing great, really great. This one as well, this one, and here. The greenhouse is looking great. I'll show you outside here. So we come out here. Oh, here's a bit of a mess. It's all good though. It's nice. It's what's needed. A little mess, but it is all good. It is all good. So here around the back side of my greenhouse, we end up with my tomatoes. Not my tomatoes. I'm talking about my pomme de terre, my potatoes. So my potatoes are doing good. What I've noticed is the ones further back here are looking much more healthy than the ones closer to the rose bush. I think it has to do with the quality of the soil or something. but everything's growing good, really good. I'm impressed by it. Usually we know that the potatoes are done because it starts flowering. You have these white flowers that come out on the potatoes when they're ready. But I haven't seen any sign of that just yet. So maybe we're looking at maybe another month. What does concern me on potatoes is that the further down I do go, the more unhealthy the leaves are looking. See? Don't know what that is. Some sort of disease or something, I don't know. Is what it is. Here I've got my leeks. My leeks are doing good. There's loads of butterflies in my garden. That's just so wonderful. So yeah, again I'm going to show you my amazing rose bush. I mean, this is just absolutely formidable. The roses are so nice. Like just touch it and feel it. It's so soft. It's just, oh, there's nothing better than a rose, really. Just, you know, you smell that rose and it takes you back. Just all your worries are lost in that rose. Every worry in the head, any anxiety just goes when you smell a rose. Just the smell is just absolutely amazing. I'm having a bit of success with my peppers. See, I've got one there. I've got a whole line of peppers. These ones down this line, and the other ones I planted didn't seem to take too well. So I've got another backup of peppers in the greenhouse that I'm waiting to plant. I'm gonna wait until July to plant my peppers. Now I've learned peppers need a long time in the pots to make sure that they grow to the best that they can. It's not like tomatoes. Tomatoes just grow. Tomatoes have no problem. I'll show you my tomatoes here. My tomatoes are great. So crazy. So I've got like a forest of tomatoes now, and it's all coming out. The blossoms. The bees have done what they've needed to do. They've pollinated the plants, so now the blossoms are coming out, and the tomatoes are going to be coming. And yeah, so nature's doing what nature intends to do. So like I said, in between the plants I put some marigolds. This is to give a bit of colour and to attract the good insects, and also there's a smell. The aphids don't like the smell that come off the marigolds. So yeah, so I got another line of tomatoes. I've got 2 lines here. So it's all kicking off quite nicely. I can't spot any problems with my tomatoes. They're all looking really healthy. Oh yeah, and I put some basil in between the tomatoes as well. That's coming up. Smelling, whoa, that smells really good. And got my drip irrigation working. So I leave the drip on for about an hour a day. Oh yeah, check out these little guys. They're coming up. Oh, there's nothing better than the feeling of coming into the garden and seeing the plants grow. There's nothing better. Honestly, there's nothing better. Yeah, we can have problems in life and blah blah blah, but all our problems are manifestations of the future. If we think too much of the future, we get lost within the past because of what's created our problems. Whereas if we can just take the time, appreciate the beauty of the nature around us. It doesn't matter if you don't have a garden, if you don't even have somewhere to go in the morning. You can just go for a walk in a park, listen to the birds in the sky. That's the best thing, I think, is listening to just doing what you need to do. Listen to the birds in the sky, listen to the symphony or the orchestra of the birds, natural harmony of music. In my garden I'm fortunate enough to have a few trees, and each tree has its nest, and I can just sit here in the morning and just watch nature. I mean, watch my plants grow. Even here, I can sit here during the day and just watch my garden grow whilst listening to the birds. And hopefully, I don't want to force it onto anyone, but I'd be so great if I motivate you will have a positive influence in your lives to be able to see and appreciate the beauty of the life around us, because this is what brings us back into the present moment. So without further ado, peace out.